Joey Heredia here, rocking hard with Vic. Ever since I can remember dreaming about anything, I wanted to play drums. My dad was a drummer in the 40s and 50s, obviously way before my time. My mother was a famous singer in Latin America. That's how they met. He would record with her. They were, doing gigs together and stuff. My mother was based out of Mexico City, my dad here, and he'd go between here and New York, and he'd play opposite Glenn Miller oftentimes. Glenn Miller would take him to the Waldorf Astoria, and he'd play several months at a time. But I never knew that side of my father as well, because when I was a child, like 3, 4 years old, he had a massive stroke, the right side of his body. And so he couldn't play anymore. My mother wasn't singing, and she got sick from cancer. And make a long story short, I kind of had to do the whole music thing on my own. But I remember the Beatles being, my biggest influence as a baby in the 60s. I was, born 59. Older than you might think, and so I, in the mid-60s, I was listening to everything. The Doors, the Beatles, the, Led Zeppelin, Hendrix. My parents didn't actually want me to play, so they didn't, assist me in my endeavor because they knew how tough the business was. So I kept insisting that I wanted to play, and my grades kind of started going down a little, and they made a deal with me and said, well, on my 16th birthday, keep your grades cool, and we'll get you a drum set for your birthday. So they got me a Slingerland kit, which I still have. But I'm a DW guy now, and I adore that company as well as all the companies I've ever been with. Now Vic, which is my newest endeavor, musical endeavor, and I'm really excited because it's my, I feel like a kid again. There's a lot of great drummers, that I admire and that were reason for me to play. And but there's not, in my opinion, too many great drum companies. But Vic happens to be one of the great drum companies. So there you have it. I have this stick that I'm developing right now. That if you're going to be stuck in a desert island, man, with one pair of sticks, you got to have mine. That's the bottom line. A kicking stick to practice with. It's a stick where you can go from a dynamic level of next to nothing to up here from one split second to the next, because it can handle finesse. It's going to be a fast stick, but it's going to be a stick that you can play hard with as well. And pick it up and check it out. I think you'll dig it when it comes out. I like to think that we're all some of the luckiest people on earth just by the mere fact that we play an instrument or play drums. There's a nice camaraderie within the drumming world that doesn't exist in any other musical world, quite the same. And so being that we are that lucky, I happen to be the lucky one right now because the Vic Firth guys are right here in my home, in my studio. And I just want to sign off, say thank you for making me a part of the family. Hope that you guys will also become a part of the family. If you're ever in LA, look me up. I'm always playing in the clubs. Come and say hello. I don't bite. The water's warm over here in LA. And I'll be looking out for these different projects that I'm going out to do in Europe and Latin America pretty soon. And and we'll take it from there when we see each other again. All right.